My favorite part is the people and the people that I get to meet. In my office is always an interesting story. It's always an interesting background. Everyone comes with their problems they need help solving. So I enjoy walking with them through their journey of solving those problems.
I also really enjoy the mentoring aspect of volunteering with MVLS. I do a lot of presenting to new tax practitioners, and I'm a mentor as well. So able to help younger tax practitioners work through these cases so there are more people able to help the clients that MVLS serves has been the most rewarding for me.
Oh my goodness. There's so many important parts with MVLS, the work that they do. But what's most important to me is that we're serving a community of need. And that means a lot to me. You know, we can do a lot of things in this world to help a lot of different people, but to help them legally is real special because you have to have a special skill for that. And I'm lucky enough to have a law degree that I can help someone, better their future.
Well, it's the reward that one gets from helping people by hopefully making their lives better.
Hands down, the clients. I have met incredible people with incredible stories that I have been fortunate to get to know through the process of volunteering and assisting them in their legal needs.
Most of the people who I represent feel powerless in this system, and that's a terrible feeling. Most of the impressions that are made of our legal system are made in the district court, not in the circuit court, certainly not in the appellate courts. And to the extent that people don't feel that they're being treated fairly in those courts, an enormous amount of damage is done to the credibility of the system as a whole. And I think that's why the Maryland Volunteer Lawyers Service is so important. Of course, the need is always outstripping the resource, but to the extent that we can, we bring a sense of justice to these people who are otherwise defenseless. And that, I think, is the greatest reward that I have in working with MVLS.
It's the work. It's the connection and seeing the hard work, the connections to our communities, and the individuals that we serve, realizing the benefits of the legal process system by having volunteers that can commit their time, their skills, and their expertise to this organization. It is wonderful to hear how family homes, wills, are developed or drafted so that our clients can make decisions that can be beneficial for themselves and for their loved ones. So just seeing the benefit of our work, it is really reassuring and empowering and inspiring.
Really, I've always wanted to continue. I've been doing it, as I indicated, since 2016, 2017 with MVLS. And I've really focused my work more and more with MVLS because I appreciate the opportunity to have a mentor when I need one, but also to do the work on my own instead of in a large clinic setting. Sometimes if I'm working on an expungement clinic for another organization, it's too rushed. It doesn't give me a chance to really think through. And during the times I've been doing this, expungement law has become more complicated. And I appreciate the opportunities that I have with MVLS to really dig into things with clients.
There was definitely a moment when I was grateful that MVLS existed and we had the opportunity to give back through MVLS. I remember one day I left the Consumer Protection Clinic in Baltimore City at the Baltimore City District Court on Fayette Street, and coming out of the courtroom just feeling so grateful that I had this experience as well as my legal background to help people who otherwise would not have been able to advocate for themselves. And so that experience has kept me going even on difficult cases or difficult days.
Well, when I started practicing law, I was a solo and I had no business and just waiting for the phone to ring. And then fortunately things did pick up. And then I stumbled. I don't even remember how I stumbled on MVLS, but I did. And we started doing some pro bono work. And I definitely got the bug. And my opinion, which may not be shared by everybody, but my opinion is it's a privilege to practice law, and we should give back to those who need assistance. And so ever since I started with MVLS, it was a great fit with me. It was a great fit with the staff and the people helping me do this. So that's just the way it's been.
Absolutely. I think first it scared me a little bit. I was so happy that I got to take a case with someone else. I was a little bit nervous because I did it fresh out of law school. And my very first one was an expungement clinic. And I sat there and I was like, I hope I'm doing this right. I hope it's okay. I don't know if things don't feel right, but everybody was so cheering me on and helping me through the process. And so one person that I was helping, she wasn't able to get her charge expunged yet. She had a felony charge. But the law was changing, and I knew the law was changing. And I remember it so well because I think October 1st, that same year, she reached out to me. She was like, I can get expunged now? I was like, yeah, you can get expunged now. And I met with her, and to be able to change her life. I mean, she had a felony on her record for years. And to be part of that was just so touching.
MVLS made it easy to volunteer. There was training. They paired you up with a mentor if you needed it, and you could learn a new area of law and go off and help people that needed it.
The moment I knew I wanted to be a bigger part of MVLS is when I was able to successfully resolve an innocent spouse case several years ago, and able to work through that problem with the client and help her through her journey and get her away from an abusive spouse. Going through that process and seeing the support that MVLS gives its younger tax practitioners in working through these problems, I knew as an organization I wanted to be able to give more to and to help those younger practitioners in those kinds of problems.
The moment that I knew I wanted to keep volunteering with MVLS was when the very seasoned practitioners embraced me without regard of how new I was to the practice, how new I was to certain jurisdictions, how new I was to the field in general. These very seasoned group of volunteers that exist in the MVLS space welcomed me with open arms. And right then and there, I knew that I was going to keep down this path as it was very rewarding